Hello guys, welcome back once again. So the US is seriously dealing with Nigerian fraudsters in their country. Proceeds recovered from Hush Puppy. You know that a lot of money was recovered from Hush Puppy. Trump has taken over the whole money and they are going to use it for their own benefit. Now, all the proceeds from the fraud that Hush Puppy did with, which what's the name of this other guy? Woodbury, okay? And other criminals, they say that Trump has used the money to launch US Bitcoin reserve, which means that this money must be massive, it must be huge. It's not a small money. If the US calculates all the money that they have recovered so far from Nigerian fraudsters, my dear, believe me, they will do something tangible. And I think the little that, no, not even little, this one that they recovered from Hush Puppy and his cohort was enough for US, my God, to launch their Bitcoin reserve. That means it is not a small money. At the end of the day, I don't know which year Hush Puppy is going to be out, because I think he was sentenced to, if I'm not mistaken, to 11 years in prison for fraud. Yeah. On that same note, if you look here, you are going to see this very young man who has been arrested, and he has pleaded guilty to the charges for fraud, in fact, targeting elderly people in the US. Okay, romance scam, targeting elderly Americans, right? So he may be facing 20 years jail term. And he has also been fined, at least, to also refund about 250,000 US dollars to the people whom he have scammed. Nigerian man pleads guilty to 3 million US dollars romance scam targeting elderly Americans. My people, now strong for US, so this thing is not ending anytime soon. But they are always caught. Majority of these people are always caught. Even those who are in Nigeria are always extradited to the US. Now, they said that this man's name is Darlington Akporugo, that he is facing up to 20 years in federal prison and a maximum fine of 250,000 US dollars after pleading guilty on February 28 to charges linked to romance scam and defrauded victims of over 3 million US dollars, whom may have been elderly people. Majority of them are the elderly people who are lonely and all that. So they use that opportunity to penetrate them. This information was published by the United States Customs and Immigration Enforcement on their website. That's giving update on the position of the investigation that they have launched so far on fraudsters from Nigeria. Akporugo was charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and mail fraud, as well as wire fraud, aiding and abetting. Only one person is facing all these charges, and he's going to 20 years jail. His case, prosecuted by Assistant U.S. Attorney Thomas Carter in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Texas, identified him as a 47-year-old criminal alien from Nigeria. So humans are aliens. The scheme was the subject of multi-year, it's not just a year, multi-year investigation conducted by the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is the ICE. The ICE are these people who are currently deporting immigrants from left, right, and center in the US. The ICE, they are the ones who investigated this guy for many years, and then they got all the evidence that they needed to nail him, which is the reason why the guy could not deny, because I believe that they brought in glaring evidence to the guy and say, look at the evidence we have on you. Are you this person or not? When the guy saw it, he couldn't resist other than to say, yes, now me, I'm the one. I committed it. Very sad and unfortunate. Now, during his guilty plea, Akporugo admitted to playing a key role in a long-running romance scam based in Houston, which targeted victims from Chicago and Kentucky. Wow, he and his co-conspirators used fake identities to build online relationships, gain victims trust, and convince them to transfer money into bank accounts that he was in control of. Now, I want to give you a typical example here. One of our celebrity, popularly known as Portable, if you look at his Instagram name, you will see that he is answering Elizabeth Joyce. So when I've always looked at it, I say, are you sure this is Portable? How is Portable answering a woman's name? Or is he the wife that is handling this page on Instagram? So it was recently that he opened up that he was using it to do fraud. You know, the name Elizabeth Rose, Abi, yeah, something like that. It's a woman's name. So when they use that, they use it against the men. Another account may also be impersonating a man to use it against a woman. So these are the fake identities that this very article is talking about. Now, according to the prosecutors, Akporugo and his associate convinced victims to invest in non-existent businesses or provide financial support for fabricated personal emergencies. They can just tell you anything. Oh, my baby is in the hospital. In fact, you know how it happens, right? As part of his plea, Akporugo admitted to approaching potential victims primarily on social media sites such as Facebook and then directing them to send money to either his or his associate bank account. The money was often then directed overseas, a statement from the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement read. In addition to collecting cash and wire transfers, Akporugo also admitted to persuading victims to open lines of credit in his name, and in one instance, having a victim purchase a luxury vehicle for his personal use. Authorities identified more than 25 victims of the scheme, most of whom were elderly or retired. So these guys know that the young people who are exposed may not likely fall to the scam. So they target elderly people who are kind of outdated, who are not always following up with the latest things happening on the internet. That's how he was able to succeed. Akporugo is scheduled to be sentenced on June 6th and will remain in custody until his hearing. So as I speak to you now, Akporugo is still in the custody of the, of the ICE police. So he will remain there until his sentencing in June. Say no to crime. I'm not sure whether it pays. I'll see you guys on the next video. Please don't forget to share this video to others. Let them know what's going on. Thank you and God bless.